Apple's got a camera that'll film 8,000 frames per second. We gotta get it. Apple's got a camera that'll film 8,000 frames per second. We gotta get it.
All the way from Athens, GA, I'm Colin Vereen, and this is where I'll be talking to people in our community living, working, and creating the art, music, food, and memories that make Athens, Georgia a great place to be. Today, I'd like to welcome indie rocker, multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter, fashion icon, dance machine, and a bit of a goofball, Mr. Nicholas Mallis, who has a new album called Product Placement out Friday the 24th of March with a release show here in Athens at the Flicker Theater that night. Welcome to the studio, Nick.
Thanks so much, Colin. Great to be here.
So, Product Placement, your new album, it's a bit of a concept album, right? How did you land on this approach?
Well, during the pandemic, we released our last album, The Final Station, and we couldn't tour really because obviously like all the restrictions and everything and like all that was going on in the world. So in order to kind of get the music out to the people, I made all these little music videos that were kind of fake advertisements for different products. I did one for Bud Light Lime. I did a few for Pepto-Bismol. I did a few for Crest. And now, mind you, these advertisements were put to music that had like nothing to do with the products.
Right.
But after kind of seeing people's responses to that and seeing how much fun I was having making these, I decided to kind of do a concept album around the idea of advertising and having all these songs that sort of sound like ads, but also sort of sound like kind of twisted Black Mirror episodes.
How much do I owe you?
I've seen you perform a couple of times, and a few of these songs that are on the album, I've seen you perform live, and you definitely have fun with them. Your shtick with the product placement is really entertaining, and you really put on a great show. I don't see all that many people performing necessarily on stage in the way that you do. You know, so many musicians just play their instrument, sing their songs, and that's all. What are you channeling somebody or like some of your music icons when you're on stage?
I think I'm definitely channeling a few of my favorites. Like you could probably hear it in the music, but Bowie's always been like a big influence.
Definitely.
And he was all about the dramatics and about kind of pulling people in outside just the great music, but pulling people into the live performance. And there's a few kind of newer acts from Australia that I'm really into. Alex Cameron and Donnie Benet. They both kind of embody these kind of characters, right? And it kind of becomes this character that they've come up with becomes sort of part of the show. And I think people will appreciate those little kind of details to kind of hook them in, especially for an artist when they don't know their music. You know, a lot of the shows we play are in other towns where, you know, a few people might know us, but we don't have like huge crowds coming out in some of these other towns. So if we can have like these parts of the live show that kind of pull people in and kind of make them think like, wait, are they really sponsored by Pepto-Bismol? Are they really sponsored by Crest? Kind of keeps things like a little interesting.
Right. Like I've known you probably, I think I've met you in the mid to late 2000s when you were playing with the band Sam Sniper. And
Yep.
I've always enjoyed the fact that you're active on stage and you move around and like give the audience a show more so than some other musicians.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
Like I said, you've been in Athens for a while. Did you come to Athens to play music or for school, or did one sort of begat the other?
So I came here to play music. I moved here with Andrew from Sam Sniper and Ryan as well, who the three of us had a folk band actually when we moved here called Yo Soybean.
Oh, I remember Yo Soybean. Okay.
And so I moved here to play music. I always tell people I kind of did Athens backwards. I came here to play music, and I did that for about 10 years. Still doing that now. But and then I eventually did go to grad school at UGA.
And you work for the university now, is that right?
I do, yes. I teach biostatistics.
Very cool.
Yes.
And that's what this show is all about. It's people like you in the community that are contributing, not just art, music, but with your work too. Anything else that you'd like to say about the album?
Yeah, just I guess if you find the time to listen to it, I really hope you enjoy it. And more than anything, I hope it inspires you to upgrade to an Amazon Prime account now. And hopefully see some of you out at our show on Friday here at Flicker Theater in Athens.
Fantastic. That's about all the time we have today. That was Nicholas Mallis here in support of his upcoming album, Product Placement, out Friday, March 24th with a release show here in Athens, like he said, at the Flicker Theater. All the way from Athens, GA, I'm Colin Vereen. Thanks for listening.